My name is Bob Sperlazzo. I live in Carpentersville. I'm a resident here and a businessman. And I was recently elected to serve this community as the chairman of the Fox Valley Citizens for Legal Immigration. With your permission, I'd like to ask if my coworker could just pass the literature. This is just an introductory brochure for the group, and there's another piece to which I'll refer in just a moment. I appreciate the time that's been spent on this matter of illegal immigration so far, and I am confident that in the end this board will come to a reasonable conclusion toward working together on the matter of illegal aliens that live amongst us. Some of us have worked together in the past on various things. As I have discussed this issue with people on both sides of opinion, I have repeatedly stated that this is not about race. It's about what's legal. Those who choose to play the race card show themselves to be racist indeed. But we do not need to debate this matter on that level. Let's keep it above board and discuss it in terms of abiding by the laws of the land versus some who choose to exploit the system by jumping ahead of the line of their fellow citizens who are following the law. Here are some facts. 2/3 of Americans want immigration in general reduced in order to slow population growth, according to recent polls. This would include immigration from any nation, via any border, especially those who enter here illegally. But it's evident that the immigration debate has suffered from a lack of discussion about one of the central issues, immigration's influence on local population growth. The U.S. Census Bureau projects that if current immigration rates are allowed to continue, this country will add well over 100 million additional residents by mid-century, with most of that growth being caused by immigration, and with a large number of those immigrants entering illegally. Proportionately, I'm sure Carpentersville, we will share much more than our fair share of this increase in population. This poll asked likely American voters from different regions, ethnicities, economic brackets, and political affiliations if they thought this growth would have a positive or negative impact on their quality of life. The majority of voters from all walks of life across the board agreed that this growth would have a negative impact. 64% of all voters of the country said that the country needs to reduce immigration numbers. And broken down, Democrats, 59% agreed. Independents, 59%. Republicans, 74%. Asians, 64%. Blacks, 72%. Hispanics, 57% agreed. Blue-collar workers, 74%, and on and on. At the same time, only 2% of voters indicated a willingness to increase current levels of immigration. Nevertheless, some of our village board members seem to favor increases to protect these increasingly high levels, which our village infrastructure cannot any longer support. This disconnect cannot last forever. Eventually, these voters will elect people who share our concerns. I have also heard some board members say that immigration is an issue of national concern only, and that it has no foundation or jurisdiction to remedy the problems. In response, I would like to point out the other flyer that I gave you, and that is a Section 287G flyer of the U.S. Immigration and Census Bureau. It's the Immigration and Nationality Act, which you have in your hands, and it has some yellow highlighting on it. It provides for federal, state, and local resources, including local law enforcement, to play a critical role in protecting our homeland security, because they are often the first responders on the scene when there's an incident or an attack against the United States or a threat to the public safety. Section 287G training enables local communities to join in a cooperative effort to close the gap where a national police presence everywhere would be ineffective, if not impossible. In closing, I will read the words of former President Teddy Roosevelt, who said, "In the first place, we should insist that if the immigrant who comes here in good faith becomes an American and assimilates himself to us, he shall be treated on an exact equality with everyone else. For it is an outrage to discriminate against any such man because of creed or birthplace or origin. But this is predicated upon the person's becoming in every facet an American, and nothing but an American. If he tries to keep segregated with men of his own origin and separated from the rest of America, then he isn't doing his part as an American. There can be no divided allegiance here. Any man who says he is an American but something else also isn't an American at all. Any man who says he's an American but something else also isn't an American at all. We have room for but one flag, the American flag. We have room for but one language here, and that is the English language. For we intend to see that the crucible turns our people out as Americans, an American nationality, and not as dwellers in a polyglot boarding house. For we have room for but one sole loyalty, and that is a loyalty to the American people. Thank you very much.